After years of silence, years of loss, and years of waiting in the shadows, the spider is finally ready to swing again. A new story begins, a new suit shines, and a new legend is about to rise. This isn't just Spider-Man's return, it's a brand new day. The question is, are you ready? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. The place where Marvel's magic never stops swinging. If you are new, consider this your front row seat to every epic trailer, breakdown, theory deep dive, and superhero update. We don't just talk movies here, we celebrate the stories, the characters, and the emotions that make us cheer, cry, and hold our breath in theaters. So, if you are a Marvel die-hard fan, you have found your home. Around here, we suit up, we dive in, and we live the hype together. Now, let's swing straight into Spider-Man Brand New Day. But before that, don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel. Think back for a second. 2016 Captain America Civil War. A young Peter Parker swing into the MCU for the very first time, stealing Cap's shield and instantly stealing our hearts. That was the birth of Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Then came Homecoming, the fresh, hopeful, wide-eyed teenager, juggling high school and heroism. A Spider-Man still learning what it means to carry responsibility without being crushed by it. Then came Far From Home. It took us further, Peter facing grief after the death of Tony Stark, torn between wanting a normal life with MJ and stepping up as a global hero. And then No Way Home, a film that shattered everything, universes colliding, villains returning, nostalgia overflowing as we saw Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield swing back onto the big screen. But at its core, it was Peter's sacrifice erasing himself from the world's memory. MJ forgot him, Ned forgot him, even Doctor Strange walked away not knowing who he was. From that moment, we didn't just watch a superhero story, we witnessed a boy stripped of everything, forced to start over. Spider-Man had to rebuild his life from scratch, with nothing but his mask, his courage, and that classic sewing machine in a tiny New York apartment. Now, after all that pain, all that growth, the nostalgia hit hard. Because Brand New Day isn't just a title, it's a promise of renewal, of Spider-Man finding his place again, swinging high above New York, reminding us why this hero has always been one of Marvel's most relatable, most human characters. It's emotional, it's authentic, it's full circle. After all those years of heartbreak, after all the battles fought in silence, after being erased from the lives of the people he loved most, Spider-Man has been carrying his burden alone. Forgotten by the world, but never forgotten by us. And now, at long last, he is ready to rise again, not as the kid under Tony Stark's shadow, not as the Avenger who saved the universe, but as Peter Parker, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. He's not just back, he's back with a new purpose, a new identity, and a brand new beginning. In the teaser, Tom Holland just standing there looking straight into the camera, and then those words, "Are you ready?" Simple, but the delivery intense yet playful. It's a classic Peter Parker energy, like he's talking to us, the audience, inviting us into the brand new chapter. It's almost a reminder Spider-Man isn't just back, he never really left. He's still got that playful swing, that youthful spark, but now there's a weight behind it. You can feel it. Now let's talk about the real star of this teaser, the suit. Look at that insignia, bigger, bolder, impossible to miss. The black webbing isn't flat anymore. It's raised, almost tactile. You can practically feel the texture just by looking at it. And the blue? That darker reflective shade instantly pops. It's slick, modern, and yet tell me it doesn't scream Raimi era nostalgia, because it does. And fans got it immediately. The suit is a love letter, a perfect balance between early comic book roots and Raimi's cinematic legacy. It's Marvel saying, we remember where this hero came from and we are carrying it forward. This isn't just a flashy redesign, it's a symbol, a reset, a fresh chapter for Peter Parker, one where he's not relying on Stark tech, not defined by the Avengers, but carving out his own identity. So, what can we honestly expect from the brand new day? Well, let's start here. This isn't just a Peter Parker swinging through portals with Doctor Strange or standing shoulder to shoulder with the Avengers. No, this is a stripped down, raw Peter. Just a kid alone in New York with nothing but his web shooters, his brain, and that unshakable sense of responsibility. It feels like Marvel's trying to reset the tone, back to basics. Remember the early days of Homecoming? That scrappy energy, the smaller scale? Now imagine that, but heavier. Because after No Way Home, Peter isn't just broke, he's forgotten. That adds a whole emotional weight. And with a title like Brand New Day, that's not random. That's Marvel literally telling us this is a clean slate. It's not just Spider-Man rebuilding his life, it's Marvel reintroducing him to us. Street level fights, alleyway chases, maybe even villains that aren't about destroying universes, but about challenging Peter's heart and morals. And that's what fans are craving, a Spider Man story that isn't just explosions and multiverse chaos, but emotional arcs. Peter figuring out who he is without Tony Stark's tech, without Aunt May, without MJ or Ned. That sense of loneliness but also resilience. His rediscovery, his identity, his connections, that's what we are hoping for. A Spider Man who isn't defined by who remember him, but by how he rises again when no one is watching. A human Spider Man, a grounded Spider Man, and if Marvel nails that tone, we are looking at one of the most powerful entries in the MCU yet. Let's talk about the cast because these spaces are the heart and soul of Brand New Day. First and foremost, Tom Holland returns as Peter Parker, the heart of the story. You can feel him carrying both the legacy of previous films and the weight of starting over. And Zendaya is back as MJ, Jacob Batalon as Ned, both strength after No Way Home, but we all know they are still vital to Peter's journey. Their dynamic isn't just for nostalgia, it's emotional tension, stakes, and that sense of lost connection that Peter has to navigate. Then there's Sadie Sink. We don't know her exact role yet, but Marvel isn't throwing her without purpose. Expect intrigue, expect someone who shakes Peter's world in ways that aren't purely physical. And then the heavy hitter, John Bernthal, steps in as the Punisher. Now, this is huge, fiery, lethal, morally rigid, a real clash of ideologies. Imagine the tension, street level chaos meets teenage heroism, a different tonality that we have seen in previous MCU Spider films. Mark Ruffalo is back as Bruce Banner, aka Hulk. His presence suggests either big scale action or some form of mentorship or support for Peter in critical moments. And we can't ignore Michael Mando returning as Scorpion, a villain rising directly from Homecoming roots. Now, stepping back, this isn't just a standalone Spider Man movie. Brand New Day is officially part of Phase 6, releasing 31st July 2026. So, this is more than entertainment, it's a launchpad for the next wave of MCU storytelling. And it's directed by Destin Daniel Cretton. That's important because this is the first MCU Spidey flick not directed by John Watts. Expect fresh emotional depth, grounded heroism, and perhaps storylines that carry series Phase 6 consequences, leading straight into Avengers Doomsday. The vibe is clear, a grounded, emotional Spider Man story. But with stakes that ripple across the entire MCU, Marvel is asking, can Peter Parker hold his corner of the universe and still feel human? So, what are we hoping for? Emotional storytelling, revenge driven arcs that actually hit, gritty, fun, high stakes action. A heartfelt Spider-Man relatable, human, yet heroic. But here's the flip side. Fans are nervous. Over-reliance on nostalgia could drag the story down. Villains might feel underwritten if not handled right. A tonal mismatch between Punisher's lethal edge and Peter's teenage heart could break immersion. But if Marvel nails that delicate balance, nostalgic yet fresh, street level but cinematic, Brand New Day could redefine the franchise post No Way Home. We are talking about a Spider Man who is grounded, emotional, and still capable of epic, universe altering heroics. It is a big ask. If anyone can pull it off, it's Marvel. And judging by this teaser and the cast lineup, we might be in for something truly special. Alright, guys, that was our deep dive into the Brand New Day teaser. A new suit, a new era, and a Spider Man who's fighting to reclaim his identity. What are you most excited about? The suit, the cast, the tone? Drop your thoughts below. Hit subscribe for more MCU breakdowns and let's swing into this new dawn together. Thanks for watching.